So first game of the new season time, and we will be taking on Benfica, the Europa League winners in the UEFA Super Cup final, and it's chance for Pep Guardiola to get his first trophy of the new season. 2027 we're in. A long time Pep Guardiola has been Manchester City, and it just continues on this journey. We know tactically how we're going to set up this season. It's a little bit different to what we've done before, and this is the starting 11 today. So generally, Livramento will start in goal. There's a back three, hybrid four, and so on of Livramento, Captain Ruben Diaz, and Joško Vardiol. It's going to be Nico Gonzalez and Rodri sitting, holding in front of that three, with Vardiol and Livramento playing as those sort of full backs, really, those wing backs in a sense. Semenyo and Shirky in those creative wide areas, with Phil Foden in the centre, and then it's up top, Erling Haaland and Vinicius Jr. Wow, that side looks incredible. On the bench, we've got Numan Lekeba, Kusanov, Ait-Nouri and El Hilali defensive players, midfield and forward players, Anderson, Tajani Reinders, Savinho and Omar Mouche. Now, I considered starting Reinders today ahead of Phil Foden, who's just come back from an anterior cruciate ligament injury at the end of last season, but Foden seems fit to start, so he is going to start there today, and hopefully does a good job in the 10. Obviously, Shirky can play there. We could have played Savinho on that right-hand side as well. We've got lots of development, and also the intention is, if we are winning a game, if we're doing pretty well, we can bring El Hilali and Kusanov or Ait-Nouri on, and then go to sort of a back five and get those wingers staying back, playing as wing backs. So there we are, the Europa League winners Benfica, the Champions League winners Manchester City go head to head. Some really top footballers on the field today. They're captained by former on loan Burnley man Tino Luis. We're captained, of course, by Ruben Diaz. The two sides here going head to head. I think it could be a Mourinho Guardiola final, this, if Jose Mourinho is still in charge at Benfica. So Manchester City, Benfica, UEFA Super Cup. It's so exciting to be back once again for a new season. New ideas from Pep Guardiola. The fact that he stuck around at the club, you guys wanted that, so we give you what you wanted. 2 more years of Pep Guardiola, 2 more years of this series with Pep Guardiola in charge, and then we'll see where we go from there. And one of the big reasons why Pep Guardiola is staying is because that man right there, Brazilian superstar Vinicius Jr., he decided he'd like to play for Pep Guardiola. He said, Pep, I want to play for you. I want to play at Manchester City. Pep Guardiola said, you know what, to manage another one of the best footballers in world football, to change him from a player that people know as a good player, but someone who has never quite got over the line in the Ballon d'Or race, never quite got over the line in terms of numbers, maybe an attitude issue, an ego that is surrounding Vinicius Jr., and also hard work. He says he's good enough to learn to play under Pep Guardiola. With Jeremy Doku asking to leave the club, with Jeremy Doku falling out with Pep Guardiola, who better to replace him than that man right there, Vinicius Jr. And that trophy is on the line today. There is the City 11, looking pretty good on the team sheet. And there's the team ready to sort of win our first trophy of the season. Become Super Cup winners for the second time in the club's history. Of course, City did win it against Sevilla in the final after winning the Champions League last time out. There is the Benfica side. Trubin in goal. He's been linked with Manchester City actually in this transfer window. Dedic at full-back. Araujo at centre-back. Pavlidis the striker. Is it Jose Mourinho in charge? That is the big one. So this is the Benfica side. So Trubin in goal. A back four of Hegem, Araujo, Dedic and Jurasek. A midfield four of Silva, Fiorentino Luis, Gouveia and also Fofana. He's a good signing. Pavlidis and Ivanovic up top. And I do believe it is Jose Mourinho in charge. It's Pep versus Mourinho time. Shirky. Step overs from Shirky. He's in a wide area at the moment. Better in central areas, Shirky. There's the intention for him to play most of the time there. Vinny Jr. Semenyo across the box to Erling Haaland. There you go. Well, Semenyo has been incredible since he signed for us. Assist-wise, goal-wise, he's always been putting up the numbers. And he does it again here for Erling Haaland. 1-0 Manchester City. And who else will score our first goal of the season than Erling Haaland? Really well worked play. Vinny onto Semenyo. Playing off the left now this season, which is interesting. He works so well off the right. I'm very willing to swap him and Shirky or Foden as well, whenever we need. But a hit by Haaland into the roof of the net past Trubin. First goal of the season scored. It's Erling Haaland, who else? An assist by Antoine Semenyo, who else? It's 1-0 Manchester City. And he makes that run. Back in towards Nico. Rodri. Livramento. Haaland. Shirky. Oh, it's Tino. Livramento! Saved! Back to Erling Haaland, 2-0 Manchester City. Well, there's Livramento playing that sort of attacking fullback role from the back three. It's expansive for Manchester City, but he also feels pretty good defensively. And we now lead by 2-0. Livramento with a chance, Truby with a save, back to Erling Haaland. Jurasek trying to stop him, Jurasek can't stop him. His arm round him actually, Erling Haaland. And it's a great finish that, isn't it? Into the back of the net, makes no mistake. Vardy, good tackle. More space out wide here, Benfica might get a goal from a bad mistake here by Rodri. Inside to Pavlidis, across the box. Malik Fofana! And they walk it into 2-1 Benfica. Not happy with that. Haaland. Shirky. Across the box to Vinicius Jr. Who somehow doesn't get his first Manchester City goal. Saved by trimming corner ball. Nico. Vinny. Lovely turn by Vinny. Drives away, does Vinny. Across the box to Haaland for the hat-trick here. They just clear it away. As far as Nico. At the moment handling the counter really well. Foden. Vinicius Jr. into the hands of Trubin. So at the moment Vinicius Jr. hasn't been quite so involved in the game. Semenyo played wide here. And into Vinny here by Semenyo. Oh, and a good tackle on him by Araujo. And away by Fiorentina Luis and counter Malik Fofana. It's the first game of the season and those patterns of play, the link up between our team is yet to be established. Richard Rios. Rodri and Nico struggling in the midfield a little bit here. Pavlidis. Rodri across the ball and behind here. Chance for Benfica! What a big save from Gigi Donnarumma. That's massive by the goalkeeper. Rodri. Shirky. Round the outside by Shirky here. Shirky back to Erling Haaland. Good defending. Behind for a corner. Finish this game off Manchester City. Shirky to swing on him. Vardy across that near post, getting Luis off the line. Vardy let it down to Erling Haaland for his hat-trick. 3-1 Manchester City. A hat-trick for Haaland on the opening game of the season, the UEFA Super Cup final. Well, Vinicius Jr. certainly not taking the limelight away from Erling, is he? Nearly there. Getting a hat-trick for himself. From a set piece, Vardy flicking it on. First header, headed away. Cross to Haaland. Far post, Erling puts it in. For 3-1 Manchester City, and we will make more changes now. Livramento, Vinicius Jr. Back onto Tino. Livramento who sort of stepped out there. And that's the full-time whistle gone. Manchester City 3, Benfica 1. Pep Guardiola's side comes out top in the opening game of the season, in the UEFA Super Cup final. A hat-trick from Erling Haaland is a good way to start the season. And they've got some good players in there. Malik Fofana has been signed and so on. It's not going to be enough to beat us. I was disappointed with the goal we conceded, but the actual performance all around was very impressive. Some good performances in there. Vinicius Jr. not overly involved, but I think it will come with him. Playing alongside Haaland, with Foden behind. A Shirky can play there as well. Shirky at the moment, that right hand side. And up steps Ruben Diaz now to lift the UEFA Super Cup. So, match day 1 of the new season. A trophy to our name. Manchester City are UEFA Super Cup holders. That, hopefully, with the squad we've built, is just one of many this season. It's got to be. Complacency in the side, though, after winning that. So we're going to try and humble all these players. To try and not make them complacent after a win. 21 dribbles completed by Semenyo. Okay. Impressive. But yeah, I like that starting 11. It worked well. Barring Rodri's mistake, we should have come out with a clean sheet there. Well, Julian Barnes is going to be leaving the club on a permanent deal to Fiorentina for €20.5 million. It's quite a low fee. The intention is for him to go and perhaps come back in the future. We have got a buyback in that deal. He can go and develop in Serie A. He's not happy at the club, not happy with his game time. He wants to play more and he doesn't want to go out on loan again. The Premier League season now for Pep Guardiola. A lot of the team is complacent. We'll try and humble them and keep them happy, and that's working there. Vinny has been humbled. Vardy will be humbled, and the same for Ruben Diaz. Opening day is against West Ham United. I was happy with what I saw against Benfica. I mean, look at the developments from these players. Marmoush is now 87 rated. He's our backup striker at that rating. I was happy with what I saw against Benfica. really. I mean, the only thing I could say is maybe Rangers comes in for Foden, but I think what we'll do is we'll stick with exactly the same side that started the last one, and we'll see where we go from there. This should be a team good enough to beat West Ham. I mean, look at that starting 11. It's ridiculous. Opening game of the Premier League season, 27-28 season, and still at this time, Pep Guardiola is in charge of Manchester City. He could go all the way to 2030. It is getting that ridiculous that he's enjoying his time at Manchester City massively. Lucas Paquetá done that West Ham United side. They have avoided relegation over a few seasons now. I think Nuno Espirito Santo is still in charge. He's still the manager. And we're quite here in a stadium I love to play at. A stadium with the bubbles before the game and so on. West Ham versus Manchester City. And this should be a pretty good opening day in the Premier League, I think. An exciting game. One that City expect to win. And I mean, we fell short of the title last year. But with the signings we've made, Vinicius Jr. from Real Madrid, Tino Livramento from Newcastle, and Castillo Luqueba from RB Leipzig, there is a sort of thought around the team. There is a sort of hope that, guess what, we'll get back to title-winning ways this season and we'll go far in the UEFA Champions League again. Let's see how they do line up, and we actually might have a look at the Manchester City side as well, just to see that graphic on the opening day. So here goes the West Ham start. They're going to go in a 5-2-1-2 formation. It is in goal, Mads Hermansen. The back five of Bart, Sadibo, Tamori, Kilman, and also Calafiori. Ward-Prowse the captain in Paquetá in midfield two, with Matheus Fernandes in front. Senaki Williams, Jeroboam up top, Somerville, and likes of those on the bench. Let's have a look at the Manchester City side then. In a 3-5-2. Everyone's playing a sort of 5 or a 3 at the moment. That's the way football has gone in this series. So Donnarumma in goal. Livramento, Diaz and Vardiol. Although they've got the graphics completely wrong here. How can it not get the players in the right position for Pep Guardiola? Semenyo. I mean, there's space all around the team here. Going towards Vinny. Back on towards Semenyo. And there's Vinicius Jr. There's early trouble here for West Ham United. Vinicius Jr. cuts inside. Great feet. Vinicius Jr. hits his own player in Haaland. Semenyo. Vinny. Back through to Semenyo. Lifts it into Erling. Haaland in! Right down the middle of Hermansen. Haaland. Foden. Phil Foden! There you go. Opening goal of Manchester City season is scored by Phil Foden. And it's an absolute cracker into the roof of the net. Fantastic finish from Phil Foden. West Ham sitting so deep. And Foden with his quality says, you know what, if you want to sit that deep, I'll hit one. And he uses Tomori as a guide. He bends it up and around him. Into the back of the net, past Hermansen, 1-0 Manchester City. And he's back, Foden, from his injury. Terrible injury that could have cost his career. I'm so happy to see him back. Semenyo. Top to Vinny here. Tadeo in trouble. Vinny gets there. Haaland. On to Rian. Shiki! Oh! Let it roll across his body by mistake. Should be 2. Haaland, Foden. Foden. Into Erling. Haaland for Manchester City, 2-0. What a ball by Foden. And Haaland makes it 2. And Foden's had a great game here. A really good game. A goal and an assist for Phil Foden so far. Foden. Shiki. Vinny. Haaland. Vinicius Jr. Skips past him. Absolutely brilliant by Vinicius Jr. Erling Haaland. Oh! What a bit of play by Vinicius Jr. Shiki, Foden. Back wide to Ryan Shiki. Livramento. Foden. Shiki. In. Vinny! Semenyo at the far post. What a save by the keeper. Haaland the rebound and cleared away. What a save by the keeper on Semenyo's strike. Haaland. Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo for City. On towards Shiki. Ryan Shiki! City win it 3-0. Brilliant goal by Shiki. Really good work from Semenyo. Gets another assist, actually. And Shiki through the middle makes an impact. Haaland. 3-9 here. City look to make it perhaps 4 here. Marmoush. Haaland. Back onto Marmoush here. Omar Marmoush! 4-0 Manchester City. Off the bench to score his own goal. A bigger impact than Vinny Jr. so far at the moment is Omar Marmoush. 4-0 Manchester City. Clean sheet as well at the end of the day, which is what we've sort of said quite important for the team this season. To get those clean sheets. Playing more attacking than ever, but playing a bit more on the front foot. And those players a bit more mobile. Full-time opening game of the season, Manchester City 4, West Ham United 0. Nuno Espirito Santo's side battered by Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. Well, this is a really interesting offer here that's been offered to us from Arsenal. We know how good Savinho has been for the club, actually. Although he knows now that in the pecking order, Semenyo, Vinicius Jr., Shirky are ahead of him in those areas. Maybe Marmoush as well. He's not entirely certain on his future at the club. And Arsenal have come in and said, listen, we'll give you £83 million for him. Apparently get up to 140 million. Would it be wrong to sell to a title rival in Arsenal? Probably so. But if they paid 150 million for Savinho, I think we'd take it. And we're going to say 130 million. You've got a deal. No. So that's not happening anyway. But it was a bit of a pipe dream that they pay that sort of money for Savinho. He's only 23. I think there's a lot of transfers happening. I mean, Daka there involved. There's speculation, a lot of players. Grimaldo, Roma, Juventus interested in the player. Realism looking to sign Chachua from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Talk about Rodri being stunning so far this season. I'm not entirely sure of that. Look at that team of the week. Foden and Erling Haaland in there, deservedly so. Also interest from Bayern and Newcastle and El Hilali. He's not yet to play a game this season. I mean, we have signed Livramento. I don't intend to let him go. One of our young players, Nuno, is going to be leaving the club. He's going to be joining Basel on loan for 12 months for the end of the season. The Irish international, or young Irish international, he's looking like he's trying to build on his development. Well, match day 2 in the Premier League for Manchester City will be up against Leeds United, who are in 10th place, or further down, 13th place. A draw on the opening day. This is a game I think we should simulate. And a 2-0 win for Manchester City, another clean sheet over Leeds United, and it's a double from Vinicius Jr. on his home debut. Not a bad start by Vinny at all. The player is leaving the club. We've been trying to negotiate moves from our transfer window. He's rejected moves here, there and everywhere. He's decided to go to Saudi to join Al Nassr of Imam for €8 million and play with Cristiano Ronaldo. Another move away from the club is for Jamai Simpson-Pouze. He's going to join Leicester City on a permanent deal for €8 million. And some news in the transfer market. West Ham United bring in Anthony Elanga from Nottingham Forest. Some transfer news, some moves as well. O'Reilly attracts interest from Bournemouth Sevilla. He's not played yet. And Kai Havertz moves from Arsenal to Galatasaray. More Premier League action up next for Manchester City as we take on Brighton away from home. We have made changes to starting 11 today. 2 changes. Savinho comes in for Semenyo on the left-hand side. And also Kusanov comes in for that bit of added pace to the back line for Ruben Diaz. Well, there is Vinicius Jr. arriving at the Amex. Manchester City, 2 games so far in the Premier League. 2 wins. He scored 2 in his last one and also 2 clean sheets. He is a superstar that is in the Premier League now, and he is looking like the superstar that Manchester City have been looking to find in their team to add towards the already quality we have. And we've not had trouble in the forward areas. He's been in the defensive areas, but actually signing Vinicius Jr., maybe he's had to make us change our style a little bit, be a little bit more defensive, a bit more on the front foot to make up for maybe his lack of pressing, which he's not his game, but actually he's done a decent job at that. City versus Brighton today. They're down at the bottom of the table near. They did not have a great start to the season. I think 2 defeats in the last 2. They might made some transfers. Let's see how Brighton do line up and if Fabian Hürzeler is still in charge. So this is the Brighton side. They're starting a 4-2-3-1 formation. I remember one of our early games, the start of the series, we played them. Verbruggen in goal. Bashagli there, the captain. Agogilio's back. Pedersen in the wide area. Katomo, O'Reilly and Osman supporting. Castulos up top. Baleba still there. He's in the midfield. It's Mark Mayer that's in charge. Vardiel blocks it. Nico with a header in. Castulos against Kusanov. Will spin away from him. Vardiel the foot in the box here. Chance for the Greek forward. Pulled it back here and Donnarumma into his hands. Running behind us. Baleba. In Shilwood. All around the corner. Kusanov's lost him. Vardiel dives in. Chance and a good save by Gigi Donnarumma. Behind for a corner, but I'm not happy with Savinho at the moment. Rodri. Back to Foden. Vinicius Jr. Savinho. Foden. Haaland! 1-0 Manchester City. Really good play. Assist for Foden, but what a bit of link-up play between Vinicius, Savinho, Haaland, Foden. Shirky, I think, is involved in that as well. Good ball by Savinho in behind to Foden here. Pulls it across to Erling Haaland ahead of Verbruggen. Head of the defender, and he gets his 2nd of the season now. Broke the goal scoring record last year, then in the Premier League with 40 Premier League goals. Do it again without a doubt. Shaky. Wide to Erling Haaland here. Haaland. Foden. Standing off Phil Foden, and Verbruggen just keeps it out. But we know he can hit them from there, Phil Foden. Corner ball, Shaky to take it. That's the challenges. Kasanov. Nico. Right to Savinho. He's one-on-one here. Savinho. He's beating brilliantly. Savinho. Vinicius Jr. 2-0 Manchester City. Our first goal for Vinny. Away from home. Great play by Savinho on that left-hand side. And City double their lead. And Vinny Jr. gets his first goal in the gameplay. Of course, he scored 2 at home in the last one in the simulation. That is absolutely class by Savinho. And Vinicius Jr. is there to pop it off in the back of the net. But Savinho, a little step over, sends the fullback the wrong way. Pedersen. Cross the box to Vinny Jr. 2-0 Manchester City, well played. Nico across. Not enough. Tino keeps going in that wide area there. O'Reilly through the middle. Switch of play towards Osman. And Osman. Across the edge of the box in time to Donnarumma. Easily dealt with it out to Savinho. Savinho chases. Osman. Kasanov. Well played. Ali in towards Livramento. Rodri. Livramento. And just makes a run. As does Haaland, and Rangers finds Erling Haaland here. He's in behind Erling. Haaland for Manchester City 3-0. There we go. Rangers to Haaland. He gets his third of the season. Him and Vinicius Jr. both on 3. The forward line working well. The midfield working well. But the defence working so well. Rangers. Rodri. Livramento! Good save by the keeper for Verbruggen and cleared away. That would have been for 4. Full-time whistle goes. Manchester City 3, Brighton 0. Another fantastic result, another fantastic performance. Another 3 points of Pep Guardiola's side and another clean sheet. It's transfer deadline day and we are looking to bring in 2 younger players to be in and around the squad till maybe January. 2 players for the future. Other than that, there's going to be no first team signs. There might be some first team departures perhaps. This first one is going to be Nduque, I think maybe his name is pronounced. He's an Austrian centre-back, 6'6" at 19 years of age, with a gritty deal of €180,000 for him. He's going to come in as a Manchester City player for the future, and hopefully one that can develop at the club under Pep Guardiola. And the second one is going to be young 19-year-old goalkeeper, American and English goalkeeper, Aidan Stokes. Only 19 years of age, he's going to come in for €1.7 million. And again, another one that is going to be a 4th choice goalkeeper this season, but develop at the club. Another eye on players for the future. And we have received a big offer from Ruben Diaz on deadline day from Liverpool, €94 million. He's going to be going nowhere till maybe next season. One hour remains on transfer deadline day. We've seen Rafa Leao join Dortmund, Maatsen to Bournemouth, Diblin to Betis. And we end the episode here with Manchester City ending the transfer window with the signings we've made. We will go through the full squad in the next one. Thanks for watching. Please like the video if you're not already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Brentford to kick off the next episode. And also the squad as well. How it's looking. We'll see you guys next time.